and a member opposed. Each will control 5 minutes. The chair recognizes the gentlewoman from Colorado.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This amendment, it decreases the salary of the Deputy Undersecretary of the Food and Nutrition Services. And Madam Chair, I would like to reserve for the time being.
Gentlewoman reserves. Does any member seek opposition? For what purpose does the gentleman from Georgia seek recognition?
In opposition.
The gentleman is recognized.
I rise in strong opposition to this amendment. The amendment targets a dedicated leader in nutrition for apparently doing her job as the law required. With all of the challenges that we face in feeding our nation, we should not obstruct the agency charged with carrying out our nutrition policies. This House should hold its actions to the highest standards and not engage in attacks on individual officials in the executive branch. With that, I urge the defeat of this amendment, and I reserve the balance of my time.
Gentleman reserves. The chair recognizes the gentlelady from Colorado.
Madam Chair, one moment. My apologies. I do not have amendment number 77 in front of me. But Madam Chair, I do urge adoption of Amendment 77 to be considered to decrease the salary of the Deputy Secretary. The Deputy Secretary. I reserve.
Gentlelady reserves.
Yield back.
Gentleman yields back. The chair recognizes the gentlelady from Colorado.
Please. Madam Chair, I yield the gentleman 1 minute.
Gentleman's recognized.
Thank you very much. Madam Chair, look, the Thrifty Food Plan, this is the political appointee who decided that the SNAP benefits weren't high enough, that they devised a new food plan that was used as a vehicle to just increase the SNAP benefits. The bottom line is we're spending over $100 billion a year. We have a $2 trillion deficit. We should reevaluate that increase in the Thrifty Food Plan that has resulted in a double-digit increase in SNAP benefits. And what this amendment does, it sends a clear signal to the administration that this probably wasn't a well-thought-out idea. I yield back.
Gentleman yields back. The chair recognizes the gentlelady from Colorado.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I rise today to offer my amendment that utilizes the Holman Rule to reduce the salary of Deputy Undersecretary of the Food and Nutrition Services of the Department of Agriculture, Stacy Dean, to $1. As the Deputy Undersecretary for Food, Nutrition, and Consumer Services at USDA, Mrs. Dean has spent her career helping bureaucrats use loopholes and gimmicks to gut requirements for able-bodied adults and bypass federal eligibility requirements, even going as far as to help states make millionaires qualify for the program. The last thing Americans need are higher prices, fewer jobs, and the largest expansion of our welfare state in a lifetime. The Biden-Harris administration expansion of the welfare state abolishes work ethic and promotes a new generation of government dependency. I've lived under government dependency, and I'm thankful that I have broke free of that cycle, given my life experiences and developing work ethic. I am one of the few who are able to break free of that cycle of dependency. Stacy Dean, without congressional approval, unilaterally increased Title IV of future farm bills by no less than $256 billion. Stacy Dean has spent her life's work concocting ways to expand the welfare state and was given latitude to do so under the Biden administration with no consequence, no oversight, and no boundaries. No amount of endless government checks can address the underlying challenges families face. The best way to help American families is with good-paying jobs, not endless government checks. 25 years ago, in the face of rising welfare caseloads, long durations in poverty, and no work for millions, Republicans and Democrats came together to reform the nation's welfare system. These reforms were based on one simple idea: the best way out of poverty is a job. Even the Bible says, if you don't work, you don't eat. Ms. Dean has also allowed 25% increase to food stamp benefits, which was not only unprecedented, but abandoned the cost-neutral policy the department had followed for 45 years. 25 years ago, in the face of rising welfare caseloads, long duration in poverty, and no work for millions, we said this was enough. That cannot be reiterated enough. This move displayed Dean's blatant disregard for program transparency by failing to even consult USDA's own chief economist. Worse yet, this move went far beyond congressional authority granted under the 2018 Farm Bill. All thanks to Ms. Dean. Ms. Dean even went as far to expand woke LGBTQ plus free school lunch policies, absent congressional approval and direction. I urge my colleagues to support my amendment and hold Ms. Dean accountable for going rogue
Gentlelady's time has expired.
Administration that has ignored the direction of Congress. And with that, Madam Chair,
Time has expired. The question is on the amendment offered by the gentlelady from Colorado. Those in favor say aye. Those opposed say no. In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it. The amendment is agreed to. So it's now in order to consider amendment number 78, printed in Part F in House Report 118-216. For what purpose does a gentlewoman from Illinois seek recognition?
I have an amendment at the desk.
The clerk will designate the amendment.
Amendment number 78, printed in Part